In this video, I would like to introduce how NLTK worked in one of my published research on the Journal of Business Research. So, to start with, this study aimed to investigate the influence of information order on consumer attitudes in e-commerce. So, it further seeks to evaluate the impact of individual review sequence in shaping user perceptions and marking a distinctive approach in UGC research. We have some contributions. For example, this research underscores the critical role of information order by showing that the order is a key factor in impacting consumers' attitudes. Also, this research enriches UGC literature in that this is one of the first studies that focus on the sequence of information in a single review instead of a set of reviews. But what is the most interesting part of this work that I want to introduce here is what we do to catch consumers' emotion in their online reviews. For example, most of the time we use rating star to express our feelings about a product or service. However, sometimes it's not precise enough. For example, I could give it a 5-star and I say just so-so. So in this research, we used the sentiment scores instead of rating stars to measure the valence of reviews and sentiments of people who post the reviews. To begin with, we collected a total of 21,000 online reviews from 21 most reviewed American restaurants in New York from Yelp. I wrote this program by Python, and the procedure was like, first we input documents and tokenize documents into sentences. It was like breaking a whole piece into small pieces. So we can reduce abbreviations and special words. We can also remove punctuations. After that, we tokenize sentence into words. This is the process. We break the small pieces into smaller pieces. And now we come to something interesting called post tagging. And we shall use the Natural Language Toolkit, the NLTK. NLTK is an effective natural language processing tool. So after tokenizing the text into words, we can use post tagger. Post tagger reads the text and assigns a post tag to each word. So whether the word is a noun, verb, or adjective, to identify the sentiment words from the reviews. Post tagging is the part of speech tagging from natural language processing, a process where we classify words into their lexical categories and labeling them accordingly. So let's look at an example. Here is a sentence. And now for something completely different. In this sentence, after we post tag it, it would be like what you see here, where CC is a coordinating conjunction, now, and completely are RB, the adverbs. For is IN, a preposition. Something is an N, a noun. And different is JJ, an adjective. Now we get post-tagged words. So we can recognize named entities, get them rid of it, and lemmatize post-tagged words to remove stop words. All of this process, all of these steps we talked now is actually the pre-processing. So after the pre-processing, we come to the core of this program to give the sentiment score. Now we need the Sentiwordnet. So in the Sentiwordnet, we score the sentiment word. It's a lexicon used for counting positive and negative terms in a text and determine sentiment polarity, based on which a valence receives a higher score. In the Sentiwordnet, we have seen that The synset is the set of terms that takes the form of lemma post pairs, sharing the same meaning. Each synset is associated with two numerical scores ranging from 0 to 1, which separately indicate positive and negative biases of the synset. And each pair can have more than one sense under the structure of the Sentiwordnet. The sense are with sense numbers, which indicate the descending order of frequency when generating the output. Just like what we can see in this formula, every synset is associated with a positive score, a negative score, an objective score, add up to 1. That's how we can give each word their score in the sentimental level. And finally, we can compute sentimental score by another formula. You can see that in my paper, and output the scores of sentiment word, also overall sentiment of the sentence. So we can discern consumers' emotion, their real feelings more precisely. And interestingly, think about what this thing can do, what NLP process can be used in artificial intelligence development. Especially now, the artificial intelligence is going deeper and deeper with our daily life. I assume it would be a very intriguing topic to discuss.